All
right, we're recording.
What's going on? You're on thecheappop.com, sitting here with Ryland from Real Big Fish.
Indeed.
How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I went and got some good old New York City diner food this morning.
Oh, nice.
Well, but I made a mistake. I should have gotten the smoked salmon platter, but instead I got the huevos rancheros. Not such a good idea to get a Mexican dish in New York City, because I'm from Southern California and we have some pretty good Mexican dishes.
Oh, so your standards must be...
Yeah, it was really just a couple tortillas with some eggs and cheese in it, but it was still delicious.
There's a little salsa?
A little bit of salsa, yeah, exactly. So, you know, just hanging out. enjoy it, taking in the city.
Yeah. Did you have time to do any touristy things? We are in the heart of Times Square.
Well, yeah. You know what? It's funny because I'm such a tourist. Like, I love cruising around, looking at all that stuff, and you know, it's like some of my friends make fun of me for it, especially like friends who will, you know, who actually live in the city. Like, hey, you know, I'll call them. Hey, you want to come to the show? Where are you playing? Well, we're playing, you know, today the Best Buy Theater. They're like, oh. That means I gotta come, apparently locals try and avoid Times Square like the plague.
Oh yeah, especially like right when the time your show is starting, like people are letting out of work and it's like the biggest culture.
I personally enjoy it. I think it's great. It's a lot of fun. So I have a lot of fun with it.
So you're finishing up, you got a few dates left on this co-headline tour with Streetlight Manifesto.
That's right.
How's the tour been?
It's been fantastic. Like, it's, you know, the crowds have been great, you know, the venues have been great, and we've toured together on and off throughout the years, so just like all the bands getting together, it's just been a lot of great camaraderie. So it's been the most relaxed atmosphere on a tour that I've been on in a long time. So it's almost kind of weird to feel this relaxed. I always feel like I need to be on edge a little bit on tour, but for some reason it's like, oh yeah, just, you know, just kick back and just relax and enjoy the tour, you know?
Yeah.
So it's been fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah, and I think there's even plans for, you know, we've been having such a great time. I think we're going to do, I think it's still being booked. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it. I think we're doing
it here first.
Yeah, I think we're set to do another tour with them like in December. I don't know where exactly. I mean, I think we'll be hitting the Northeast. I'm not sure exactly where, but I think we're doing another month-long tour together already, you know, in a couple months. And then I think we're going to go to Europe together. And so it's this, you know, which... That's how great this tour has been going. It's just like, let's just keep touring together. This works, you know. Let's just keep at it.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's a good relationship. Like you hear a lot of stories like bands fighting on, you know, on tour, and you find someone that you've gotten along with for years.
Yeah, there's no egos or anything. It's funny because this is a co-headline tour, so we've been swapping in and out each night as to like who headlines, and it's funny because we're, you know. You might think some bands, you know, get big heads and be like, well, we want to close the show. Well, we want to close the show. Usually it's both of us going to each other's dressing rooms going, hey, how about you guys close it? No, you guys close it. No. Because it's funny because like we both, you know, both bands respect each other a lot. So it's like neither band wants to follow the other band. So that's, you know, it's kind of cool to have, like I said, just, that's another aspect of just the great group of people that we get to hang with, you know, on this tour.
So in the fall, you guys are heading down to South America.
Yeah, do a tour that had been postponed because Aaron had to have his appendix removed. Yeah.
It's so great that the tour's happening. For those of you not in the know, Real Big Fish singer Aaron has been having had some health problems.
It was one of those situations where it's like, had he not gone to the hospital when he did, like he probably wouldn't still be here, you know. So and then also there, you know, that last week we had another issue where he had to be taken to the hospital again. Just, you know, he just came off stage just looking completely pale, and it's like, you know, we should go to the hospital. And of course, like he had an abscess with, you know, just crazy toxins and poisons just circulating throughout his system. So they, you know, he spent a couple days in the hospital. But he's a trooper, man. So I mean, we're still rocking it, doing it, and we're like, you know, of course, you know, it's funny. The doctor said, you know, you should really just go home and rest for the next couple weeks and then finish your tour. He's like, nah, I'm fine, I'll just do it, you know. So, I mean, that guy will play, you know, as long as he can physically stand, hold a guitar, and sing, like, he will do the show. So it's pretty awesome to be able to work with someone like that.
I'm picturing him, like, just walking out of the hospital front doors and somebody's standing there, like, he got his guitar.
Yeah, he's like, all right, let's do it. I'm ready to rock. Which it almost was kind of like that. He got out, we got right in the bus, like, tried to get to the gig as fast as we could, you know, for the next date, and that's almost about how it was, so.
How do you kill time on the bus when you're traveling from city to city? Mostly sleeping, wiped out from...
Well, we generally, We generally do. We travel at night after the gig, so usually we wake up in whatever city and we're the next morning, and go walk around the city, see what like I said, take in the sights. It's not always a great metropolis like New York, so sometimes you're just kind of walking around. All you really see is like a CVS and like an Applebee's or something. But I mean, usually it's like trying to do a little exercising just to stay sane. And I've actually I play drums in the band. I didn't say that, but recently I started playing guitar. So I've just been hanging out playing a lot of guitar, and and do a lot of reading. And sometimes we've been known to play a little Call of Duty here and there. So, but it's weird because it's one of those things where, for as much time as you have during the day, you never really have enough time to really go do anything.
Yeah.
You always have an hour here.
You gotta make time in your schedule to sit down with jackasses like me.
Well, come on, I wouldn't say that, But yeah, it's like you got a half hour here. Okay, you got 45 minutes till this. Okay, you've got an hour to this. So you can't really say, oh well, maybe I'll just go see a movie this afternoon. And then it's always okay. You need to be here at this time. Okay, well maybe I'll see a movie at this time. Now you got to be here at this time. Okay, well maybe we'll go out and get some dinner. Whoa, you got to make it quick because But it's still a great lifestyle, and I guess it's. And the fact that you have a lot of good friends that you can that we have in the band ourselves, or just when you meet new musicians on the road, and hopefully you can make new friends. It's the time can go by pretty quickly. So tour is one of those things where you'll be on a 6-week tour and it feels like it's lasting forever, and then as soon as you get home it's like, wow, that went by in a flash. So
are you do you more like being on tour? Are you more of a homebody, or
I love both. I love being at home. I'm married. I have a house and I have a dog. It's like now that I'm a little older now, I've been able to enjoy, I guess, life at home a little more. But at the same time, I think Real Big Fish. I feel like we have this great schedule where it's never set in stone, but it's like we're always home just long enough, right when you start to get bored, you're ready to go on the road, and it's always, okay, now it's time to tour, and then just when you start getting tired of a tour, okay, it's time to go home. So, and we've kind of been on that sort of schedule for, at least since I've been in the band a good 6 years now, so it's a pretty healthy balance between home life and tour life. So, yeah.
And so you've been in the band about 6 years now. When you first found out that you were going to be playing drums in Real Big Fish, how'd you feel? What went through your mind?
Well, it was great. I'd been friends with the band at that point for a good 5 years, and I had filled in for a few previous drummers, and when the drummer before me, I'm actually drummer number 4.
It's like fun.
Right. Well, the band's been around for 20 years now, when they started when they were like 15, 16 years old, and it's like 20 years now they've been doing it. People are going to come and go, but it was really exciting for me to know that because I'd been in bands throughout the years, like nothing big, but been in enough bands to know that you have people you have arguments with people don't get along, this and that, and just when I've been able to travel with these guys filling in, it was always, as I was saying earlier, it was just always this nice, friendly, relaxed atmosphere, and once I knew that they'd call me to join full time, I couldn't have been happier, just because it was like, wow, this is going to be great to be in a band where it's music that I love to play, and it's a group of guys that I love hanging out with, which is, really all you could ask for in any sort of job. I mean, I guess this is work. But it's not work, but a job that you can be happy to go to each day and work with people that you really enjoy being around. So I was very excited, and I'm still excited to this day to be able to do this. Every time when a tour starts and we get on the bus, it's like, all right, it's like camp, So I enjoy the hell out of it. So.
And so you guys just released re-released, I guess, your greatest hits. You released it as a double CD back last year.
Right. It was kind of I think it was actually a Best Buy only release. I don't even think we were selling it at shows, but it was like a 6-month deal sort of thing, and we knew we didn't want to just re-release it the same way, because we had so much more material that we had, the band had been on Universal, and then I think that turned into Jive Records, you know, and we were trying to figure out a way to put together our own big greatest hits package, but just having to deal with the whole bureaucracy of the whole major label industry, and you know, having to pay royalty fees and this and that, because you know, record labels, they'll own your master tapes, but they don't own your songs. So it was kind of one of those things where it's like, well, let's just re-record everything. So we kind of, you know, we have this studio in Orange County, and so we just re-recorded everything there, and we did like, you know, I think we did like 60 songs or so, and then in addition to that, we did some acoustic versions, you know, of all these songs, and now I think, and now it's this package. It's like a 60-song, 3-disc package. One is, you know, all the greatest hits, original stuff. A second disc of, you know, it's just all cover songs that sort of the band has been known to do throughout the years. And then the third disc is the Ska-Acoustic CD, and which I really enjoy, because I think that's the first time I've been able to hear, and you know, and when fans hear it, it's the first time they're able to actually hear Real Big Fish sort of in a, you know, just in a different way. You know, they can finally, I guess, relax to the sounds of Real Big Fish as opposed to just get crazy. You know, just put it on next to the fireplace. You know.
Do you ever feel like pulling out any of those versions on tour?
We haven't yet, but it's cool to know that we have those arrangements now. So if something were to come up, because before we've been asked to do sort of acoustic type things before, and we would always just say, well, we don't know, because we're not an acoustic band, but now we've sort of worked up these arrangements. So now I would actually think it'd be fun to be able to do some stuff like that. We've done one acoustic type set before, and the only thing that was really acoustic about it was because, you know, you have horns, they're not plugged in, drums. So Aaron was playing an acoustic guitar, and our bass player Derek was just playing like one of those big, just hollow, you know, bass, acoustic basses. And we really just played the same show, just wasn't big screeching, you know, distorted guitars, and that was actually a lot of fun. So hopefully we could do some more of that.
Yeah, do a little mini tour, an evening with Real Big Fish.
Right, exactly. Do different sets, you know. Yeah.
This room actually would be like the perfect setting for like a nice mini acoustic concert.
The plush pillows and the nice seating, yeah.
I know.
I think we're gonna have to look into that.
Well, so thank you. You got a show to play soon, so won't take up too much more of your time.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for talking with us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, kill it.
All right.
Real Big Fish. Check them out on the Facebook and the Tweety box and the U space and all that. TheCheapPop.com. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Nice.